I've noticed when someone talks about some ancient black civilizations that were not in sub-Saharan Africa, some people always come and have two claims. First, blacks are people of sub-Saharan Africa, so those ancient civilizations that were not in that region were not black. Two, the modern people or populations of those regions that those ancient civilizations were located in are not black, so those civilizations were not black. I wonder why these people who seem to be educated do not differentiate the word ancient from modern. Just because today blacks are called sub-Saharan Africans does not mean that blacks were always confined only to sub-Saharan Africa. And just because the modern population of a region is now light-skinned does not prove that all the Asian peoples of that regions were also light-skinned. Can we say the ancient Mayans, Incas, and Olmecs were light-skinned just because the modern populations of the Americas are almost light-skinned? Are the white Australians descended from all the Asian peoples of Australia? The answer is no. So is with all the Asian civilizations. The ancient Persia was a multi-ethnical and multicultural empire. In Persepolis reliefs, Persians and their subdued nations are differentiated from each other by the types of their hair and clothes. Most of those nations are depicted curly haired and even curly bearded, just like Persians themselves. There are even some nations depicted fair haired and fair bearded. Note that these reliefs are not painted, so how can someone find out what race one nation belonged to? I think Persians wanted to differentiate nations by their types of hair. Curly hair is one type of Afro-textured hair. In fact, the true white people, who have had not any recent black ancestors, all are fair-haired. This is Darius. Compare these persons. Black with curly hair, white with fair hair. Yes, there are some white people who seem to have curly hair. But do you think this hair is Afro-textured? In fact, this type of hair is a curly type of fair hair. This is not Afro-textured. This is a curly type of fair hair. Yes, there are some light-skinned people, like this man, who have Afro-textured hair. But I'm pretty sure this person has some recent black ancestors. The curly hair the ancient Persians had was like this. This is an Afro-textured hair. I prove this claim the ancient Persians were black using the reliefs from the Darius palace at Susa that are the only painted and colored pictures from the ancient Persians that were created by themselves. As you can clearly see, all the Persian guards, these immortal guards of Darius, all of them are black-skinned. Even the Persian sphinxes have curly hair, curly beard, and black skin. So the ancient Persians were black. Some people claim that those guards and sphinxes were not Persian but Elamite. My answer is that even the most stupid king would never choose his best guards and warriors from a people who have already been defeated, subdued by his own people. Besides this, there is no difference beside this. There is no difference between these immortal gods of Darius, who are claimed to be Elamite, with Persians. They all have the same beard, same hair, even the same clothes. So these immortal gods of Darius are Persian, and the ancient Persians were black. These two persons are Persian. They have the same hair, beard as these black-skinned warriors in this picture. So the ancient Persians were black. But there are some people that accept these gods were Persian, not Elamite, but refuse to admit that they were black and claim that they were sunburned white. I think these people want to suggest that the ancient Persians were so stupid that depicted themselves in their sunburned appearance instead of their normal true color. But what kind of white people become so black after sunburn? As I know, the white skin becomes red after too exposure to sun. When I ask these people if they are white, why they are curly haired and curly bearded, they answer the ancient Persians used to curl their hair and beard because curly hair was a sign of monarchy. It seems that they want to obfuscate their reality and live in their fantasy world. They can't handle the truth that the ancient Persians were black. They not only their immortal gods, but even their sphinxes were black-skinned. Why should these gods in this picture, who were supposed to fight against enemies and defend the kingdom, waste their time in order to curl their own hair? This is bullshit. Others say that there are some paintings and artifacts depicting the ancient Persians white. One of these paintings is the so-called Alexander mosaic, which is believed depicts a battle called Issus. This mosaic was found at Pompeii, a Roman city, and is believed to have been created in the 1st century BC. As the history says, Romans and Greeks were not fond of each other at this time. So why should Romans have depicted their enemies' victory over Persians in their city? Look at the so-called Alexander. He has worn a complicated armor. As we know, this type of armor are Roman. Greeks wore a simple one-plate armor. Look at his chest. He has a picture on there that seems to be his son. As we know, there were only 2 European emperors who had pictures on their chests, Trajan and Hadrian. Both of them were Roman. Now look at the so-called Persians. They neither have the same clothes as the Persians in Persepolis reliefs, nor have the curly beard and curly hair. In fact, this mosaic depicts a battle between Trajan and Parthians, who were a Scythian tribe, non-related to the Persians. Parthians were a Scythian tribe who ruled over Iran for over 5 centuries. In this battle, Trajan defeated defeated the Parthians and annexed Mesopotamia and Armenia to his empire. So why all the historians keep saying that this mosaic depicts the Issus battle? They know this mosaic does not relate to Persians, but I think they want the ancient Persians to be white, and this is why they want call this mosaic the Issus battle. There are also some artifacts from Sassanid era depicting Sassanians white. I don't want to say these artifacts are new forgeries, although they look strange. But Sassanid dynasty was preceded by Parthians, who were a Central Asian white tribe, one of the Scythian tribes. They ruled over Iran over 5 centuries, so it's possible that most of the Achaemenid Persians were mixed with these white people. Even some of Sassanid kings had Turkic wives, so we can conclude that the Sassanid Persians were not as pure as Achaemenid Persians. Anyway, the majority of Sassanid Persians were still black. Just look at the Sassanid coins and reliefs. Almost all the figures on their coins and reliefs are with dreadlocks, curly hair, curly beard. If you don't believe many of the modern artifacts and pictures depicting the ancient Persians are new forgeries, this is for you. They say this man in this relief is Cyrus the Great. What do you see? A 2-winged, curly-bearded, curly-haired man with some rose on his head. They drew this picture from that relief. As you see, the drawer believes those rows on the head of Cyrus the Great is a helmet. And this picture is what people in Iran would show you as Cyrus the Great. A fair-bearded white man with a helmet on his head. Now compare this picture with this one. Yes. Those rows on Cyrus the Great's head are not grooves of helmet. They are rows of a hairstyle known as cornrows. But because this hairstyle is believed to have originated in sub-Saharan Africa, they decided to say that those rows are not a hairstyle, but they are a helmet. This is a white lie. This hairstyle is one of the most famous black hairstyles all around the world. There are also some Arabic quotes that some people believe imply the Sassanid Persians were white. In these quotes, Arabs used to say Arabs were black-skinned while Ajams were white. Actually, those Arabs didn't say Farsi, which is the Arabic equivalent for Persian, but they said Ajam. Ajam is being translated as Persian, while in fact it could refer to any non-Arab person. including Sassanid. Besides, white was not used to refer to some blonde, blue-eyed, pale-skinned people. Even black people who were lighter than Arabs themselves were viewed as whites by Arabs. This is a quote from Shamsuddin Abu Abdullah al-Zahabi. You can Google this. Listen carefully. When Arabs say so and so is white, they mean a golden brown complexion with a black appearance, like the complexion of the people of India, brown and black, i.e. a clear, refined blackness. Did you notice? Al-Zahabi says when Arabs say so and so is white, they mean a golden brown complexion with a black appearance, like the complexion of the people of India. Brown and black, i.e. a refined blackness. This means that the original Arabs who were like this person and had a deep black skin viewed other blacks who were lighter than themselves as white. For example, this is a Farsi-speaking man from Kerman province in Iran. Do you think he's white? But when a person like this view this person, in fact, in the eyes of this person, people like this are white. Others claim that Farsi is an Indo-European language and is the same language as ancient Persian. So because the modern Farsi-speaking people are light-skinned, the ancient Persians were not black. My answer is first, what does prove that Indo-European languages were created by white people? Farsi is another name for Tajiki, the maternal language of Tajiks of Central Asia. It was become the official language of Persia during Safavid kingdom after Islam. There is no evidence proving this language is the same as the ancient Persian, because there are many historians and scholars in Iran that strongly believe that so-called Persian inscriptions are new forgeries. Even though they are not new forgeries, the language used in the Persian inscriptions is not the same as Farsi. It has gender and many other features that modern Farsi has not. There are many black people all around the world whose their maternal languages are Indo-European. Can we say they are white just because they speak those languages? 4. Many of the modern Farsi-speaking people of Iran have recent Turkic ancestors. Those who have had not recent Turkic ancestors are mostly like this person. These persons are not Indians, are not Arabs, are not Pakistanis, are not Africans. These persons are Farsi-speaking people of Kerman, Fars, and Hormozgan. They all are dark-skinned. This man has African features. I don't want to prove that the original Turkic people were white as Germans, but in my country, Iran, the majority of whites are descended from Azerbaijanis, Qashqai, and other Turkic-speaking people. Even many of the whites of other ethnicities have Turkic ancestors. There has been a strong miscegenation between the native people of Iran and Turkic immigrants since the Arab conquest of Persia. Almost all the powerful empires and dynasties of Iran after Islam were of Turkic people. Even there is a province in Iran called Fars, that means Persia in English, in which a nomadic Turkic people called Qashqai, with a population of 500,000 living. These people are Qashqai. Many of the Qashqais now are assimilated to the native people and speak Farsi. Even the Qashqai nomads use more Farsi words than their own Turkic words in their Turkic conversations. There are even thousands of Qashqais that live in cities and don't speak Qashqai anymore. These girls and boys in this picture all are Qashqai. They have pale skin and blue eyes. But the native people who are not mixed with white immigrants in recent times look like this. The native people of Fars, Yazd, Kerman, Hormozgan, who are not mixed with white immigrants in recent times, look like this. Are these people white? This is a picture from a Yazdi Farsi-speaking poet of last century. As it's clear, none of his facial features is common among pure whites. The modern people of Yazd, who are not mixed with Turks in recent time and other white immigrants, are mostly light-skinned. This person is a Yazdi, is from Yazd. Is he white? Black hairs, black eyes, full lips, and somehow dark skin. Do you believe this person is white? The majority of people of Yazd who are not mixed with Turkic people in recent times are much darker, or even much darker than this person. I prove that the original Farsi-speaking people of Iran were dark-skinned. This is a picture from Parsis of Iran who fled from Iran to India. Is this woman white? Are these women white? These are the original Parsis who fled from Iran to India. In my eyes, these people are black. Just like this female. The white people of Iran who claim to be descended from the ancient Persians lie. They are not descended from these people who were black. They are new immigrants who want to disguise themselves as the ancient Persian and other Asian people of Iran, but they are not who they claim to be. Thank you.